Now, the crypto market is getting thrown even more punches, and there's a possibility that Luna Foundation could have sold some of its Bitcoin, but there's no guarantee about that yet. And as we continue to see the price of Bitcoin going down, this recent crash with Bitcoin now has MicroStrategies underwater in their Bitcoin holding. So all this and more in today's content. What is up, investors? Jason here. So everywhere you look right now in the crypto space, you're hearing about the crypto crash, the Bitcoin crash. How low could Bitcoin go? When will the bleeding stop? Etc., etc., etc. A lot of fear out there. And I'm somebody that's very optimistic. I don't mind bear markets. I don't mind seeing the price of Bitcoin going down. I don't mind seeing the price of altcoins going down and the stock market going down, because these are natural things that do happen. And if you're familiar with investing, you're used to this type of stuff. This is stuff that is very common. Now, I've been making videos here on YouTube for years, mostly originally starting out talking about the stock market. I was always used to things going into bear markets and seeing a crash into tech or etc. And that's kind of like what we're experiencing right now with what is going on in the crypto market. We're seeing a big crash in tech. We're seeing a big drop in the NASDAQ. And this is also, really showing into the crypto market a lot right now, even though that crypto is its own thing and the stock market's its own thing, but they're definitely very intertwined a lot. A lot of stocks in general are very intertwined with what Bitcoin is doing. A lot of institutions are invested into Bitcoin, and all the altcoins follow along with what the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. So makes sense. Now let's talk about how low could the price of Bitcoin go. Now, I'm very optimistic. I'm more of a positive type person. So you're not going to get any sort of scare type situation with me. I'm still buying Bitcoin at these prices, because why not buy it at a lower price, even though it could easily be a falling knife type situation. So everybody has different type investing strategies. Mine might not be yours. So please do take that into consideration when watching and listening to my content. But let's get into this. So as we do, if you don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash the story and or gently press that like button to help me out with the algorithm, help spread the content to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. And I talk about crypto related content every single day. Now let's get to it. Now, if the crypto market couldn't have gotten shaken up anymore, looking at the last 24 hours here, Bitcoin is down close to 10% and more than 20% over these last 7 days. Ethereum, same sort of situation. And one crazy thing that is going on, we look over at the stable coins. We look at UST, Terra USD's stablecoin is currently at 87 cents. Obviously, they are backed by Bitcoin, and this is not really going too well for them, because there might be a possibility, and they're denying it right now, but there might be a possibility that they had sold $1.4 billion worth of the Bitcoin that they were using as a reserve to back their stablecoin buy. So some things going on there, and this has drastically dropped the price of Terra Luna, which is in the last 24 hours down close to 43% or now 43%, 57% over these last 7 days. So major drop with Terra Luna. Now, hopefully that is not the case. Now, the founder of Luna had just recently made a tweet. It says, "I haven't sold Bitcoin yet. The transaction just went out. It's a loan to a market maker. If UST imbalance happens, we will use BTC to rebalance, and if demand is surplus, we will buy BTC. We plan to eventually redeem the entire clip in Bitcoin. Let's see." So hopefully this is just some sort of miscommunication possibly, and this could be something that hopefully is going to clear up here very soon and not be as bearish as a lot of people are possibly claiming that it could be. Now, one more piece of news before we get into the technicals of Bitcoin and talk about how low could it go. MicroStrategies is now underwater in this current Bitcoin crash. The MicroStrategies, their average purchase price of it all combined it comes out to $30,700. Now, currently the price of Bitcoin is below that, so we're seeing a really big dip here in the price of Bitcoin at this moment. Now, this also made MicroStrategy stock price take a really big dip. Currently, on this particular day, MicroStrategy stock is down 25%. A big drop in MicroStrategy stock. Now, the interesting thing here, though, is if you were to actually think about how much Bitcoin they have, if they still have around 125,000 Bitcoin on hand, then their market cap for their company at about $2.5 billion. Well, their Bitcoin, even at this current price, is worth close to $3.8 billion. So some things to take into consideration there, that MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings is actually worth more than the market cap of their stock right now. Just pointing that out right now, by the way. Now, looking over at the price of Bitcoin, we've had 5 days in the red, consistently price drop on Bitcoin, just continue going down, just a large sell-off in Bitcoin continuing. And we're getting close to seeing some positivity when we were looking at the MACD, where we're seeing the bleeding looking like it was getting close to stopping last week, and then that ended up not being the case. We just continued going even more bearish when we look over at what's been going on in the moving averages here of Bitcoin. Now, what I think, though, that we're going to see, because let's be realistic here, we're definitely in a complete bear market with crypto. When we started out 2022, we started out with Bitcoin under that $48,000 price, which Bitcoin had a hard time trying to get over that $48,000 price, which had led into more bearishness going in with the price of Bitcoin. And this is after coming off of its highs that it had back in November, where we had seen the price of Bitcoin go upwards around $69,000 at that time. So we just had consistent selling off after that time. And then that had dropped the price of Bitcoin all the way down to a price of around $33,000 at the time, which we're lower than that now. And that was back in January when we had seen that. So we were steadily climbing up, though, from that low point in January. And we were seeing every time we would see a little bit of a rally with Bitcoin and then get a correction in the price drop, it would find these lows that were higher than the previous ones. And so it was moving along steadily, along all the way in through in through the month of April. And then that's just when things just started to get a bit weird. We had a lot of sideways trading throughout the entire month of April. We didn't really see Bitcoin do too much in April. And then when we got into May, we really just seen Bitcoin's price sink down even more after it had fallen below that $38,000 area of support. And it just continued dropping more and more and more. But keep in mind, though, where we're looking at with the price of Bitcoin right now at around $30,000 right now, this is a very key area of support that Bitcoin does need to hold on to. This is very important to see Bitcoin hanging out at this $30,000 price right now, because we haven't really seen Bitcoin fall much below that in the past. We look at 2021, Bitcoin had a lot of support at that $30,000 price. If it would fall below $30,000, it would work its way back up. But the last time we had seen Bitcoin going into these prices back in 2021, keep in mind that was May as well, when we had seen a big drop, a big crash in the price of Bitcoin, which took us all the way down to that $30,000 price. So some things to keep in mind there with what is going on with the price of Bitcoin right now. So even right now, as we're seeing the price of Bitcoin dropping a little bit below that $30,000 price right now, I think that this hopefully is going to be a major area of support for Bitcoin, and we could possibly be seeing it trade sideways for a little bit along this the price of $30,000 and $34,000. I think those are two prices that we're going to see Bitcoin hanging out between. Now, I'm saying this because I think that there's too much investor interest in Bitcoin to see it fall too much below $30,000. I mean, we might see it drop to 28, but I think that $30,000 price is going to be very key. I think it's going to be very, very hard to see it fall too much below that, just because of all the investor interest that is out there. And with how much Bitcoin has gone down, in my opinion, it wouldn't really take too much to see a very large rally with Bitcoin for how much we have seen the price of Bitcoin drop so drastically recently. So that's what I currently think. I think that it's going to be very hard to see Bitcoin fall too much below 30,000. I think, in my honest opinion, I think that we're very much near or around at the bottom right now, and I think that the moment that we start seeing Bitcoin start trending up, I think that's the start of the bull market. I don't think that we're going to see Bitcoin coming back down to that level anytime soon, at least. So that's what I think. I think that this $30,000 price is just too key of an area to see Bitcoin falling below, and I think that we're very close to the bottom, in my honest opinion. But this is just my opinion, not advice. Please do your own due diligence. There is obviously a lot of risk involved in the crypto market, and I'm not one of those people to tell you to go out and take risk. You do your own thing. You do you, and I do me. So anyways, with that being said, I'd like to hear what your guys' thoughts and opinions are on what is going on in the crypto market. What do you guys think that we're going to see the price of Bitcoin going to? Please let me know. So like, share, comment, subscribe. New content coming out all the time. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I will see you all in the next one, coming very soon.